Welcome back to the FanWire Podcast. We're going to be talking about this miraculous win that our Washington Commanders got last night. They were ready for prime time. They did their thing. It was scary in the beginning. It was like, my heart was puttering. It was like, little feet kind of fast. But with that being said, the Washington Commanders did what they were supposed to do. They finally have had a season of doing what they are supposed to do. We are ecstatic. We're thankful. We're grateful that they were able to get this victory. They didn't lay down after the first half that they experienced. They just kept fighting. They came out in the second half like, hey, we got a job to do. And they went out there and did the job. They did the job. Washington Commanders had an overtime victory against the Atlanta Falcons. The score was 30-24. With that being said, we clinched our ride, our trip, our train, not to Georgia. From the bottom up. We got our new coach. They proved themselves right. And proved that we just need to follow. Trust and follow. Then I'm gonna give it a JD5. Jaden mother freaking Daniels. I'm gonna give it a JD5. Because if it wasn't for JD5, we wouldn't have had multiple wins this season. This would have been a total rebuild season. And if this is the rebuild, the beginning of the rebuild, imagine what we can do. Imagine. And then don't let us get a victory next week, which we expect to do. We're playing in Jerry's world. And guess what? We're coming for that victory too. That's the most cheating stadium I've ever seen in my life. I was there, our first Thanksgiving game that we had in a long, long time. I was there in the stadium. That is the most cheatingest stadium I've ever seen in my life. It is configured to cheat. But we'll talk more about that next week because we're talking about this week, which is the most important. We're talking about the week at hand. That is the Washington football team, the Washington Commanders, the Washington whatever you want to call it. Just know we got that victory today. The Atlanta Falcons went down. Their wings got clipped 2 weeks in a row. Clipping wings. They ain't flying back. They got to figure something out. How to get back home. Yeah. 30 to 24. Got him out the way. All right. So let's talk a little bit about what happened in the game. Jaden Daniels, he was electric tonight. 24-36 pass. He had one interception, but the man had 3 touchdowns. You call Trey Young Ice Trey, we got to come up with something for Jaden Daniels. Because that man got like he take a shot at Jack or something before he get out there. Because he sure don't feel nothing. I mean, he don't feel nothing out there in them streets. Once he put them cleats on, it's over. So with that being said, he did have 227 passing yards, and he led the team in rushing yards. 16 carries, 127 yards. That man was on fire. On fire. And runner-up with an amazing game, Mr. Zacchaeus. 8 receptions, 85 yards, 1 touchdown. That man, hey, they better resign him. That's all I'm going to say. They better resign him. Because if they don't, that could be a problem. That's a hole that seems like it has been filled. Go ahead and lock him up. Give him that little payday that he needs. Keep moving. Because he shows that he about it. He showed he about it. You know? He showed it. So, go ahead and resign Mr. Zacchaeus, Olamide Zacchaeus, and make him the number 2 receiver. Because he sure was putting in that work. Terry McLaurin, he didn't have the greatest game, but, you know, if we get the W, that's all that matters to me. You know, I would love to see Mr. McLaurin get out there and do his thing. Multiple touchdowns, burning cornerbacks and secondaries pieces, but this wasn't that day. But Zacchaeus stepped up and did his thing. He held it down. Next man up mentality. Even though nobody got injured, but it was about the next man up. Next man up. So that was amazing to see. Two-headed dragon. But we'll see how that goes. Let's see here. Yeah, we need to get Austin Eckler back because he is a dynamic player. He's amazing. But he's on injury reserve. Let him get himself together so he could be super right for the playoffs. And then that offense might become super scary. Again, it's scary right now for defense, especially in the second half of the game. They don't play. JD5. Taking that JD5 Jack Daniels. But with that being said, Jaden gets it done. Jaden gets it done. We couldn't have drafted a better quarterback. We couldn't have drafted a better fit for the team. He embodies the culture of the team. He does. He really does. So it's amazing to see my man get out there and do his thing. He got that West Coast, never rattled back. That's what's up. All right, so let's talk more about the receiving for the Washington Commanders. Our man Zach Ertz played like a mother freaking grown man. Grown man. He wasn't playing. He had 72 yards. He had 6 receptions and 2 touchdowns. He was not playing out there. He was like, hey, we got a job to do. I'm going to do what I do. So it was dope to see my man get out there. You know, I think he's back from the injury. Yeah. He did his thing. So let's break down a little bit of the game itself. So in the first half, the first quarter, it was both teams had to get themselves together. They was filling each other out. It was like a prize fight. First couple rounds, you might throw a jab, throw a hook, try to see, test that power, see what's really gonna hurt you, what's really not. So they both threw interception. And that could have shook many quarterbacks. But these two guys, Michael Penix Jr. and JD5, they ain't shaking. They ready for the prime night. JD5 has been proving it all year. But this is Michael Penix Jr.'s second game as a starter, and it looks like Atlanta did the right thing by getting that young man instead of putting all their faith into Kirk Cousins. Looks like Michael Penix is going to be something for the ages going forward. He threw some heat, and I bet you it was some teams that was looking back like that. Maybe we should have drafted Penix, but that's neither here nor there. Because we got JD5. The city get JD5. Atlanta, they gashed us running the ball in the first half. I mean, they gashed us. They ran it down our throat. But, we put a big boy draws on at the second half. After halftime, I'm not sure what they said. I'm not sure who got in whose face. Or it's just like, hey, we got to do better than this. We better than this. Whatever the conversation was, it worked because they came back out. They was able to defend the run. Our secondary, oh my gosh, we need a very smart business decision because if you didn't do it, that was going to be a touchdown. He had you beat. But sometimes I'd rather take a penalty. Actually, I'd rather take a penalty anytime than getting a score. So, yeah. You just got to do better next week because I'm sure you will have to play. Because Lattimore, we're not sure. We're not sure about his hamstring, but we'll see what happens. And Kyle Pitts, he showed why he was drafted where he was drafted. But Just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. I'm happy to say it wasn't enough. Wasn't enough. On the defense, let's see here. Quan Martin had a number of tackles. He had 8 total tackles and 7 solo tackles. So he got out there and he did his thing. He did his thing. But it also, if you have a secondary member, safety, leading the team in tackles, that means we was getting cash. We was getting torched. I'd rather see a linebacker or a defensive lineman lead the team in tackles. But if we getting torched that bad, anything could happen. But I'm happy it happened the way it did. Yeah, so even Michael Davis, he had 6 tackles. So our secondary led the team in tackles. We got to do better than that. But I'm gonna give my man Dante Flowers Jr. That man is that guy. He finds a way to get a sack. Even if he just so happened to roll into you, he'll get a sack one way or another. He'll get a sack. It's good to have Jonathan Allen back. He had a tackle, but it's good to have big man back. He'll work his way back into the lineup. But if you can contribute, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Jeremy Chin, he brought the hammer many times tonight. And Benjamin St. Jude didn't lose it. He didn't give us too many instances where we'd be like, bruh, what are you doing? I don't think I could recall a play where that happened tonight. It was some plays that I was like, hey, that was St. Jude, wasn't it? And then look up with somebody else. So maybe I'm a little jaded. maybe past traumas from this year. It rose up on us. It rose up on me. But we did. He didn't give me a heart attack today. So that's good. So it was good to see that we was able to pull out the victory because JD5 was like, hey, I've done this before. I've done this many times. I'm going to pull this victory out. We will go down here and we're going to score. I'm not worried. I don't play these games. He went down there and took it. He took that cookies. He took it back. He took the cookies back. Then we win the tip in the overtime. We didn't waste no time. We taking the ball, receiving after winning the coin flip. And what that mean? We went out there and we went to work. Yeah. Oh, just to double back to the end of the fourth quarter, since it was the end of the game, they had a chance to kick a field goal and almost bring them back. But the field goal was short. Watching it from the TV, I just knew that they hit that field goal because it was just so straight on down the line. But that didn't happen. Bing, 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 bing. They came up short, and that's all we needed. We was like, hey, we're going to get them out of here. We're going to send them on a jet or they plane or they train back to Georgia. Got them out of there. So we ended up getting the victory, and it was all love. It was all pandemonium. It was all, hey, we're jumping for joy. We're cutting up in these streets. So it was dope for that to occur. And we're going to get back to it next week. So let's see. Do we have any major injuries this week? I I don't recall any major. Oh, yes, we did. But he got up, shook it off. Like, bro, I'm good. I'm good. Let's get to work. Let's get back to work. Get back to work. That was RG3. He'd have been laid on the ground for like 4 hours. But that's another thing. JD5 has been rushing that ball so well that he broke RG3 record. He broke his record. So that was amazing to see. Yeah. It was an amazing game. Amazing game. Amazing. Yeah. RG3, you have moved to number 2 in the record books. Let's see. Let's see what. Yeah. So Jaden Daniels passed RG3 for the most rushing yards by a rookie quarterback in NFL history. Not just Washington football history. The NFL history. That's so amazing. That's so JD5-ish. The record breaking moment came about around about 9 minutes and 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. So pushing JD5 to 820 total yards for the season. So he broke the record. RG3 previously had it at 815 yards. And JD5 got he has a whole nother game to play. So guess what? He gonna push that further. He gonna push it out of sight. So we got to come up with something slick for JD5 because he sure got ice in his veins. Can't call him Ice Trey. Ice J? Nah. Got to come up with something. That's my challenge. In the comments, put some slick names that we can call JD5 because we have to recognize. Well, we've recognized what he can do. So let's go ahead and speak on him. Speak that into existence on him so that can continue to happen. Even though that's naturally him. He's just cool with it. JD5 is cool. Hey, let's get to it. Let's get to work. So with that being said, again, we have clinched a playoff berth. It's just a matter of where and who we play as we go forward. And we earned it. Them brothers, them men earned it every step of the way this season. Nothing gifted. Nothing easy. Well, there was some easy games. But they on the verge. They on the verge. So you might want to put them bets in. I'm just saying. You never know with JD5 as the quarterback. So with that being said, we got the victory. That's all that matters. And we're about to be in the playoffs. I can't say it enough. We in the playoffs. And if this is a rebuild year, I can't wait to see what else is to come. For real. Seriously. But there are definitely some key players that need to be back next year. Not even a question. Got to bring back Zacchaeus because he showed himself. He shows himself. Got to bring back some key people on the defense like Chin. He got to bring him back. It's quite a few. It's quite a few guys that need to come back. Then we need to beef up that offensive line. Got to beef it up. But they held it down in that second half. We didn't quite pass it how we would normally pass it, but it's okay. One way or another, they got to that end zone. You know, it wasn't the breathtaking, spectacular passes downfield that we have grown accustomed to, but we have a multi-dimensional quarterback that can play. And he knows what to do in a particular situation. And he knows to protect himself while he's running. Even though there are some moments you'd be like, no. But you know how to take a hit, get up, and keep fighting. Can't ask for too much more. Can't ask for too much more. So I'm ecstatic. I'm psyched. And I can't wait for what else is to come. So, with that being said, welcome to thank you for tuning into the FanWire podcast. This is Delano again, and we're thankful that you tuned in. And just keep it pushing. We will keep on riding with the squad. Go ahead and like the video. Go ahead and share the video. And go ahead and subscribe to the FanWire podcast because y'all family. Y'all here now, y'all family. Yeah, go ahead and do that. So, get ready. It is time. It's our time. This feels like how when RG3 took us to the playoffs. But our quarterback ain't injured. He's not hobbled. So, knock on wood. Did that continue? So I pray we got faith that it's going to continue. So yeah. Can't wait for next week. But we're going to sign off. This has been fun. Thank you for tuning into the FanWire podcast again. And catch y'all on the rebound on the next time. Lights out.